Hello and welcome everybody. I am one proud Bavarian and today I am here with We, the Revolution. A game about a time in the history of France that without a doubt was a time of opportunity, intrigue, betrayal and disaster. A great tragedy that occurred during the Great Terror under Robespierre. Maybe we can avoid it in this game, maybe we cannot, I'm not sure. This game is developed by Polyslash and published by Klabater. And all I know about it is that it is a story-driven and narrative-oriented game in which you make your own decisions, solve crime cases, or at least try to do it, and maybe forget about justice. We act as a judge of the revolution, a judge of a new France, a judge of something that could become the greatest land on Earth. Now, will it actually become that? It is uncertain. New times have started and begun with the revolution that has occurred. And as much as this is just a visual sound experience, I think we should just hop right in. I think, you know, everybody here gets that this is a game about the French Revolution. So let us go and experience it. Let us see what this game is all about, because I can't actually tell you more than what I have told you here. Polyslash.
Father. I am here. Do you hear me? I gave you the best I could. Why did you disown me? I have your blood in my veins. How could you? Do I mean nothing to you? Why did you grieve for him? He was nothing. I am better than he was. People will follow in my footsteps. Father.
Wow. Wow. Stunning so far, the visuals and the sounds that we can hear here, and a story that certainly spells out tragedy. Now, what exactly it means, I don't know. Let us experience the prologue. Oh, Jesus. Wow, that's a bunch of disrespect right there. Remind me next time that I want to stop drinking this cloudy road gut. Remind me before I drink it. We're disgracing Themis. Is someone coming? Okay, so we are in a courtroom. We're obviously on the judge's bench. This looks like the jury. And then here's where the proper trial is held. And of course an audience. Let's take a look. This was bound to happen. Mathilde Fidele. Bernard Fidele. I told you. Papa, you said we would go. You promised. So this is obviously my family. And Raymond Devoyer. I do not know who he is, but he appears to be a good old friend. Drinking partner of ours. Papa had a lot of work. Yes, a lot of heavy glasses. You promised me. I can't anymore. I'm fed up with asking. Mama is angry because... Quiet. Today, your favorite son wanted to prove he was more honorable than his father, so he started a fight. A 5-year-old boy. For God's sake. Our neighbors wanted you to explain that to them, but... Well, you were fighting for justice. At an inn. Damn you, you bloody drunk. Mother. You don't appear to be the best father, Is this oh, this is a tutorial. It's a family crime court. This is... this is something else. All right. Documents and letter. Drag and drop documents to manage their layout. Click to display their contents. Before we start anything, I just want to say, this is going to be my playthrough. By which I mean, I will probably take decisions that you will disagree with. And that is fine. I welcome every single part of discussions in the comments, you know, just like talk about it. Because this is definitely a morally ambiguous game, as you can already tell by the title screen, you know, with the dear lady that was beheaded with Lady Justice. So all I can say in that regard is definitely play it yourself if you want to. There are links for GOG and Steam in the description, wherever you want to buy, wherever you want to play, and check it out for yourself. Looks like a very, very polished game. Alright, so react to events, ignoring them may have severe consequences. And then we have a notebook, review detailed information about current events, actions, and characters. And of course, the verdict. Consider the effects and decide the defendant's fate. Options, change the game settings, that's okay. Hierarchy, review the current balance of power in Paris and your position therein. Oh, that is interesting. Intrigues. Intrigues are complex conflicts between you and another political player. Defeat may turn out to be disastrous for you. Influence points. Influence points are the main currency in the game. Use them wisely. Notifications. Pay close attention to the changes in your influence and relations with factions. Right. Global modifiers. Some of your decisions and changes in the world of the game may cause global modifiers to come into action. These factors affect relations, reputation, and influence. You can review them in the notebook. Right. So we have a lot of different things. Let's take a look at the hierarchy first. We are at the bottom, obviously. We have to work ourselves up. We are a judge of the Revolutionary Tribunal, generally considered a drunkard and gambler, a protégé of Raymond Devoyer, who introduced him to the world of law and regulations. In private, he is an unremarkable character. Ah, so he is our guide master, or our master, so to speak, our guidance. I don't want to speak a verdict yet. Let's talk about the news. Make your decision. Each action may require a different number of influence points and have different chances of success. Consider them carefully. Right, so, your addictions are no longer a secret. The fact that other children are bullying your son because of them is a minor problem. But who is spreading those rumors? It is likely to be one of their parents. They could have whispered into their children's ears whom they shouldn't play with and why. They might even have spiced the story up with a lie. But who will hear it next? Intimidate the parents or let's talk eye to eye. If I just click this away, right, I can get back to it? Yeah, okay, perfect. Let me just... Oh, okay, we can't... Right. Let's talk eye to eye. Influence points. So right now we have 3 influence points. Going to 0 seems negative. I don't know what exactly the meaning of it would be. I think I'm gonna just go, let's talk eye to eye. Influence -1, notifications 1. Ah, that is the notification. I see how it is. Negative relations with factions mean negative consequences for you. For example, the fervor in Paris rising. Reputation impacts everything in the world of the game. Factions, family relations, the audience's attitude, the fervor in the sections, and even the ability to persuade other characters. Right now, our reputation is fairly neutral. You have a set amount of influence points per day. Ah, so they recover. In the future, we'll be able to increase this limit. I see, and I guess that with the sections taken over, with sections of Paris, we will also get more influence. Right now, with the neighborhood gossip, we lose -1, and that was the only event so far. You can read the flavor text again, but not really what you picked. Just gotta remember that. Global modifiers, death penalty, prison, acquittal. I guess how many, those are our sentences that we can dish out. Friends and family. Ah, Mathilde Fidel. Born in Paris, she's never been outside the city. A woman seen by many as a perfect wife. She takes care of her household and the children and looks after her husband's elderly father. She doesn't show it outright, but she is determined to protect her children at all costs. They are perhaps more important to her than you. Interesting. We learn a lot here about the characters. Let me just go through this, actually. It's a slow start, but, you know, this is kind of part of the Relax series. On the channel, at least, it comes right after we played Foundation, so I think I'm going to take it slowly. I want to learn more about the characters. Bernard Fidel, the eldest son, a slender and handsome young man. The weight of current developments in France is slowly draining on him, igniting a revolutionary zeal in his heart. He thinks that the revolutionary judges should only be appointed from the lower classes of society, because only such people can be considered untainted, and able to work towards the common interest, not only their personal gain. His gullibility is more dangerous than Frédéric's, as his actions can carry the same weight as an adult's. People who excel in manipulating young and weak-willed minds may take advantage of his alacrity. He is a fledgling, yet talented fiddler. Frédéric, naive and innocent, which is completely normal for a boy his age. He idolizes you and wants to be just like you. Even if he occasionally disobeys his mother, he carries out his father's will to the letter. His favorite toy is a wooden sword that he always carries at his side. In his imagination, he fights against villains just like his father does in real life. He likes to carve small wooden figurines. That is already too heart-wrenching, right? This boy, we have to protect him. Aldric Fidel, our father, once a moderately well-off merchant, today a bitter old man left with nothing but feverish visions of impossible vengeance against the Renard family, who once deprived him of his dreams. Renard family, remember that name, I guess. For several years, he was unable to adequately provide for his family to give his children the same standard of living as they used to enjoy. Since you secured your new position at the court, your family was once again able to live a fairly acceptable life, and your father again began dreaming of returning to his former trade. However, Aldric had grown too old and too tired to revive his long-lost career. Instead of enjoying the prestige and wealth of the Fidel family, he had to bear witness to the Renard family's rise to power. And then our mentor, a man who has lived long enough to fully realize that justice isn't always the right answer. In his line of work, in these troubled times, the only thing that matters is survival instinct. At times it must go against the interests of the other people. A man with such a mindset knows that one must keep an open ear both in the parlors and in the back alleys. The blind Themis appears to him as a bedtime fable, fit at best for novice law students. Perhaps he perceives too many shades of grey morality to remain an efficient judge. I see how it is. Our mentor is, he's smart. He's street smart. He knows what's going on. Our family, you know, this one, he believes too much in us. This one is disillusioned by us, and the Revolution wants to be more strict with it, and she is the perfect wife, taking care of everything. Let's take a look at the note. Oh, this is the notebook. Right. Just so that I understand it. Let's take a look at the case file. We have not expected this kind of behavior from your son, although apparently we should have. Innocent child's play turned into an assault on our children. The younger one, Antoine, now has a chipped front tooth. We hope that you will punish your child accordingly. Should the situation repeat itself, we will react more decisively. I'm sure we can deal with a gambler and drunkard, even if he is a judge. We will not let our children be hurt. Right. What do I see here? Files. This will make it easier for you to unlock questions for the defendants. Right. What is this stuff? Child's play. Finding links. Find the correct links to unlock questions for the defendant. Ah, and here come the main game mechanic. Choose a line of inquiry and link it to the right category. Right. Chances. While linking lines of inquiry and categories, you can make a limited number of mistakes. If you make too many mistakes, the whole system will become locked. Oh god, it's a puzzle game. Some cases may contain traps. Read through the files thoroughly to find the lines of inquiry that are irrelevant. Injured Antoine. So this is clearly the victim, right? We have a question to scout. That is nice. Child's play. Chipped tooth. Course of events. So I guess it... Question discovered. This also here then? What is this stuff? Do I have to ask the questions first? Ah, okay. Question discovered. One more question. Possibility of repeating. We already do... Oh, not chipped tooth yet, huh? That is clearly Is that victim or course of events? Alright, we got all the questions. Easy peasy. Questions. Gather information and influence the jury's attitude by questioning the defendant. Right, so I guess that you find the questions, and if you have the right questions, you can push the trial into a direction that you want it to be pushed into. So, for example, if I want somebody to be sentenced, I will mostly ask him questions that will paint him as guilty, while if I want him to be free, I will then only use the questions that will paint him as innocent. To ask questions, you have to ask first unlock them. Right. Being in the jury's good graces allows you to find out which way they will sway after you've asked a question. Ah, and this is the jury, I see. How did your play turn into a fight? What exactly were they saying? Who started the fight? And did you really break Antoine's tooth? Let's take a look at the... How did it turn into a fight? How did your play turn into a fight? Our neighbors, Antoine and Jean, they were saying mean things about you. We were playing guards and they asked me to pretend to be a drunkard whom they would, you know... You were fighting both of them at once. I had to. What exactly were they saying? Are you too drunk to guess? I was not asking you, son. They were yelling that you are, well... I told them that it's not true, and they started calling me names. They called me a drunkard son. Who started the fight? I mean, probably him, right? They call him a drunkard son, he attacks him. Who started the fight? I can tell you who ended it. I think it was me. I kicked the one on the left, and then wanted to get the one on the right, but they ended it. They knocked me to the ground and paid me back for hitting them. Did you really break the tooth, though? Can I decide to not ask a question? I totally can. I see, okay, I totally can do that. That is really good. Good to know. Did you break the tooth? Frederic is just a child. I don't know. I don't think so. Did you hit him in the face? I think I kicked him, but not that hard. Interesting, interesting. So he's kind of... The jury is kind of... Like, he's definitely blaming me, right? And he's also saying that he didn't really do it. He's just a child. He couldn't be sentenced for this. Now, she will protect her children more than anything else. So I don't want to... If I want to disgruntle her, he knows justice doesn't always prevail. I already know what the verdict will be here. Make the most important decision. Condemn the defendant or deem them not guilty. Sign the document to legitimize your verdict. So I think... that what the game is, obviously this is a trial case, but I'm always, and this is always what I will do when we have a verdict, I will always give you reasoning. Why are we doing this? Why is it going like this? And why are we in this position? Now, I'm telling you straight up, I know this is a family case, it's just a prologue, but my wife definitely wants her child to be, you know, in a good position. Maybe she does think that I'm to blame for this, probably does think it. Our mentor knows justice can't always prevail. We have to secure our family, we have to take care of them. And he's just disappointed with everything. I guess he wants to see pure justice. I'm gonna go with no, not guilty. I find the defendant not guilty. He's just a kid, couldn't have done it properly. What is this? Quick judgments are not available yet. Just a kid. I'm signing. Fidel. You did well. A man is to defend the honor of his family, no matter what. There you go. That's exactly what I thought. And we unlocked a GOG achievement. We, the revolution, and educational procedures. At least you're trying. Those children are so small and they already know the truth. The father of my children is a lying drunk and a gambler. Bernard used to worship you, but he soon grew up. Now it is Frédéric's turn to learn the truth that echoes in the streets. He's no longer fearing your anger. He knows that your threats are empty. Frédéric is only starting to learn the truth about his father from the streets. That was a bit repetitive. I was unaware that Matilda had such a temper. As was I. We will wait outside, as always. Bit of a tricky situation here, it seems. Bit of a tricky situation here, you know. We don't only have the revolution going on, kind of threatening our well-being and our life. We also have to take care of the family. But let's watch this first.
Paris.
Liberté!
We were enchanted by the idea of freedom. We could not resist it. Whole families took to the streets. France was never so happy.
Oh boy.
We were enchanted by the idea of freedom.
Damn, the contrast there is quite stark, I would argue. And with that, we are in Act 1, Liberté. Oh boy, yeah. Freedom at what cost? You know, that is always a discussion that has to be opened up with this stuff. Alright, now we have an actual trial, it appears. Expected sentence. Find out which verdict is expected by the factions and your close ones. Right, so the revolutionaries want an acquittal. My family and the common folk want prison. The jury has not revealed its verdict yet. Let's take a look at the news. Neighborhood gossip. The exchange of pleasantries did not take long. Most people stopped being brave the moment they faced danger. This time the dangers could be described as the judge of the Revolutionary Tribunal and a 1-meter-long bludgeon in the hand of a guard. Once the last words had left your mouth, the man's gaze dropped to the ground. It did not even look at the weapon held by the guard, who was eager to hear just one word of objection. That should deal with the problem. Reputation +2. Very nice. We did deal with it, and we did it at an adequate level. We're still here, and we know on the top, look at him. He looks like an evil genius, Robespierre. Owing to his passionate devotion to the revolutionary cause, he is widely referred to as the Incorruptible. As leader of the radical Jacobins, he preserves order in the National Convention with an iron fist and, if need be, terror. Undeniably the most powerful man in Paris in the age of revolution, as yet none have dared defy him. Alright, so we know who's at the top, but how do we find our way to the top? What is the... Oh, the protocol is just where we can... Right, that makes a lot of sense. Don't worry about that yet. Let's take a look at the notebook here. Our reputation is slightly higher. We are walking towards having a really good reputation. The revolutionaries of the common folk are, you know, like, they're kind of like neutral about us, a-okay, not really against us, not in favor of us. And that is all in that regard, I suppose. What else we got? We have Act 1 influence points. Ah, you see the stats, how they changed in the different acts then. I see. Right, nothing new here other than that. A new notification, but that's just the reputation. Let's take a look at the case files. One of the local merchants, Guy Degnaud, went to the National Guard station near the halls. With a raised voice, he stated that the owner of a neighboring stall had purposely poured wood tar into his barrel of herrings. For this supposed crime, Degnaud demanded a proper punishment. Soldiers went to the halls and established that the herrings did indeed taste awful. Since there was no evidence of the crime, they did not take any action. A few hours later, the guards returned to the halls. This time it was the formerly accused Jean Courbet who called for them, and there was a plethora of evidence on site. The clearest being Degnaud himself, smashing his neighbor's stall with a long wooden pole in front of witnesses. So we have something where it's unclear whether or not they actually did pour the tar into the barrel of herrings, but then we have something where it is very clear that Jean Courbet destroyed a stall. Right, unlock questions. What is the second one, please? Show me. Ah! The furious merchant was was shaking his fist and yelling, "Where were you when the scoundrel stole my place near the entrance?" The guards did not stop to ask for details, but disarmed the vigorous merchant and put him in jail. While drawing up the report, one of the officers found an old denunciation that had been written by Degnaud 2 years ago. So I would assume that the revolutionaries want freedom for Degnaud, because Degnaud is somebody that has cooperated with the revolution, while at the same time it is clear that this was essentially an act of vengeance. He committed crime out of vengeance simply because he felt as though the perpetrator, or not the perpetrator, the victim here, our good old friend Courbet, Courbet was the one who lost the stall, or who stole the stall of Degnaud. So in my opinion, so far Degnaud seems to be guilty. But let's talk questions here. We have a wooden pole, instrument of the crime, obviously. We have a stall next to the entrance. That is the motive. Offender's personality, probably. Excuse me? Oh, I guess it's just the old denunciation is counter-revolution. Oh god. Questions to Reel 3. No! Counter-revolutionary propaganda. Offender's personality, crime scene. These two kind of mix. I mean, this is clearly counter-revolution, right? Question is covered. Then the old denunciation is the offender's personality. And then we have this stall next to the entrance. I thought this... So what they mean is where it happened. But what I thought this meant was, hey, why did he do it? He clearly did it because he was jealous, you know, out of jealousy. Alright, all questions unlocked. Let's go with this. We did recover there. I did see that the bucket of tar was not actually mentioned. Why could I not put this anywhere? Alright. Your name? Degnaud, fresh fish since 1772. And a vandal since yesterday? I'm not proud of what I did, but enough is enough. Really? Like when 6 months ago you stole 8 francs from my revenue? Yeah, revenue. So this is, this is the prosecution, or not really the prosecution, this is the one suing. Some urchin took that from your pockets while you were... Silence! You shall not speak until questioned. Right. The jury systematically opposing the opinion of the jury may lead to serious consequences. Of them, I guess, disregarding my my judgment. Oh, my mentor is here. How is he allowed in the jury? That is... Hey, this is not alright. Shouldn't be there. What products does Citizen Courbet sell? It would appear that your conflict has continued for some time now. We found the enunciation of Citizen Courbet. Citizen Courbet, come closer. Oh god, okay. What products does he sell? Fruit and vegetables. And you sell fish? Straight from Yport and Petit Dalle. I see. Then why did one of you come to the halls with wood tar, the other with a wooden pole? Oh, citizen. I don't remember. That stick must have been lying near the stall. Courbet, however, clearly planned his actions. So the jury is looking towards... Interesting. The jury is looking towards freedom right now, but not too much, it looks like. So if I want him... I'm actually going to go with... I would appear... So if I do this, I will go against the jury. Let's actually bring Citizen Corby into this. Maybe he can give us some answers that we haven't found so far. Ah, I can only ask one? Is it true that you took Guillotined's place at the entrance of the halls? Do you really dispute the new order? Oh, baby. You really dispute the new order? It's slender, made up by a man who trades old flounders. Is that a no? Of course it is. I'm a merchant, not a politician. Right, and the jury now thinks he's innocent, which makes him definitely the perpetrator and not innocent. Guilty, that's the word. Why do you have Woodtar with you that day, though? You know what? I want to actually find the truth here. This is not too political of a case. I just want to know the truth. Why did you bring Woodtar? Why did you have it? I sell fruit, but my suppliers sometimes buy Woodtar because it repels pests. And why did you pour it into Citizen Denio's barrel? I did nothing of this sort. He probably poured it in himself as to denounce me again. Liar! Calm down. I'm gonna go with the denunciation. I want to balance it out a bit here. I just want to see how the jury works, right? I want to see the proper effect here. We found a denunciation of Citizen Corby. Why did you write it? You did it because I started selling sprats. Shut up already, Monsieur le Juge. Le Judge. How do you say it in French? Le Juge. I just wanted to help the city. Every stallholder pays for the place in the halls. Corby should pay too. You liar and crook. Don't you remember hiding from the royal collector, the butchers? Silence. I was trying to avoid royal taxes. You only started after the beginning of the revolution. Be quiet, both of you. Oh god, they're both so unlikable. They're both such twats. I would appear that the conflict has continued for some time. I mean, obviously. Let's go through with all questions in this one. I don't have, like, you know, when we have a political case, for example, or a case, for example, against one of our higher-ups, I will have a political reason to get him into prison, which means I will not have all the questions be in use. Sometimes, for example, I will not use the innocent questions that sway the jury towards innocence. In this case, though, I don't really have an allegiance here. I don't care either. I kind of personally tend towards imprisonment, mostly because my family is also for this, but the revolutionaries, you don't want them having on your bad side, you know? So a conflict has been going on for a while now, huh? It all started when that scoundrel placed his stall where mine should be, next to the entrance. It wasn't your place, you took it after old Choquette. Silence. And you've not been able to reach an agreement ever since. Now that I think of it, it may have started even earlier. Jean once refused to pay for a red mullet taken by his wife. My whole family fell ill because of that rotten carcass. You should be happy I didn't. Must I repeat myself? Be quiet or you will be both in more trouble than you are already. They definitely, I mean, they think of him as guilty. I'm just thinking, right? We didn't have a chance for the tar here. There's no other question available, so maybe... I can't even roll it back, really. You think there's like a secret that I could unlock? What are these? Is this just like the maximum that you can ever have in a case? I can't really click on anything else, can I? I don't really have anything else going on in terms of... Yeah, the hierarchy doesn't really tell me much. Nope, that doesn't tell me anything. The protocol, right? Yeah, here you can read it all, but... So I feel like both of them have committed crimes, but we're not here to listen to both of their crimes. We're here to listen to one specific case. And in this specific case, the question is, did he go on to trash the stall? And were there any remedying, you know, any reasons that we can use to apologize for this crime? I don't know the English terms here. Any reason to assume that it was justified? Let's call it a reason for justification. I do not believe that there was a reason for justification. The denunciation against this man over here does not appear to be properly meant in the spirit of the revolution. It was merely meant to get rid of him instead of actually, you know, furthering the revolution at their cause. So I'm going to go with prison. I find the defendant guilty and sentence him to prison. Alright. It seems that Parisians will have to start buying fish elsewhere. Citizen Denio, I sentence you to prison for vandalism. Better warn the guards so they won't have an easy life. I do not believe that people will be happy with such a severe penalty. What do you mean? The people are extraordinarily happy. They literally were like, oh, this is cool. It's only the revolutionaries that are against it, but I'm telling you straight up, the revolutionaries, no, they're wrong in this case. This is not a political case. This is revolutionary confusion. As revolutionary as it is. After trial, click to move on to the next part. Alright, let's move on. Is this just like a new day now? What happens? May I remind you, this is Jacques-Louis David. May I remind you that you promised to join me. I have a feeling that tonight's moon favors gamblers. Gambling? My wife would not like this, my friend. Though it does not favor spouses. There you go. God should grace us with wives who understand the importance of an evening game of dice. They should also know that the right amount of wine guarantees a lucky roll. I should go home. Bringing a judge to the game has benefits. Other players will surely not cheat. That is not a strong argument. My name is Jacques-Louis David. I am but a humble painter, not a silver-tongued judge. You are a sly politician, Jacques. Ah, he's a politician. As a politician, I understand the importance of keeping promises, and you, my friend, are trying to get out of yours. No, I'm going home. Look, the most important part, I think, and this is like a bit of, game theory here. The most important part of surviving a revolution is having a core that you can trust. I cannot trust a gambler. A gambler will never bring you up where you need to be, so the revolutionaries will never get you. I'm going home. My family, those are the ones that I can trust. Not tonight, Jack. Alright, let's go home, boys. Another cutscene here. Alright, let's watch the cutscene. Oh, we're enjoying a family dinner. Oh, nice. Oh, she's so happy. We did the right thing here, boys. We did the right thing here. Leave you me. Late evening, the judge's house. What? Do you not want to berate me, like you always do? I'm glad you're home. Are you aware that Frédéric sometimes imagines you as a deep-sea sailor? He dreams that you visit distant countries and have wonderful adventures. But he would rather have you by his side, on land. We all want that. The visuals are amazing, by the way. I love what they did with the polygons here. I don't want to watch the storm blow your lifeboat away and bury it beneath the waves. There are no waves. The storm is getting closer. Dark clouds already hanging over the shore. Just wait until they finish building the guillotine. Your oars will break at once, and the waves will take you to a place you'll wish you'd never set foot on. A place without us. Damn. I mean, she's right. Couldn't be more right, really. The family loves you, but we won't find you in the darkness that has already begun to reach for you. Your decisions in court can influence your relationship within the family. Right, I understand. You have to choose an action to see its description. Family actions. Upon returning home, you can decide how you would like to spend the rest of the day. Various actions. Each action will affect the other members of the family as well as their attitude towards you. Each character's attitude can provide you with or deprive of certain bonuses, for example, reputation or relations with factions. Ah, your youngest son is special. His attitude makes the other family members like you slightly more. Take good care of him. Alright, I see how it is. Frédéric, that's my father, Aldrich, Bernard, and Mathilde. So we have to choose what we do with them in the evening here. And you can hear the clock tick-tock, tick-tock, eerily in the background as everybody's a bit uneasy, it appears. Influence on reputation, the revolutionaries, the people, and the family relations. So keeping him happy is very, very important. We know he plays the violin. Reading together. Evening with grandfather. Political debate. I think we should just read together. I'll be honest with you. So I guess if we go over the blue one, that gives us a bonus. This gives us a negative. I think we're going to read together. There's nothing like sitting with a family in a good book next to a warm fire, even though some may think it is dull. So this influences everybody. Oh, no, this doesn't. Okay, this doesn't influence her. And the political debate is only those two, and obviously they're a bit opposed here with the people and the revolutionaries. Not entirely opposed. I think we're gonna listen. We're gonna read together here. Bernard needs to learn how to deal with stage fright. Oh, Bernard is the violin one. Oh, I'm sorry. If he wants to be a professional musician, we'll have to endure an hour of racket. You know what? Let's read together. Let's just sit down, have a nice old family evening. What is this? Nothing apparently. reading together. Let's do it. He liked it. Perfect. He hated it. Yeah, reading. That's for fucking nerds. Dumbass dogs. She liked it, and he must also like it, but not too much. Now, if he does actually go up, we will have a good time. So let's focus on that. Let's keep this in mind. This is an interesting minigame. Act 1, Liberté, Day 2. Reminds me of, what's its name? You know, the Papers, Please. That's right. Let's read this, and then we will end our episode here today. Today, the people of Paris commemorate Jacques-Guillaume Simoneau, mayor of Étampes. He was lynched by a furious mob for performing his duties to France. This march shall symbolize the unity of our society and the hope that the most violent stage of the revolution is past us. Let us make sure that no other loyal servant of France becomes a victim of such hatred ever again. King Louis XVI. Now, if you know who King Louis XVI is, then you will know what it means that they made him write us this letter. Simoneau was a good, loyal officer. Those bastards lynched him for observing the law. Will you join me at the march? They lynched him for observing... I mean, that is clearly going against the revolutionaries, right? If I say yes, but let's do it, sure. We ought to show that we oppose the self-appointed executioners and stand alongside of victims. I wonder why the king has taken the trouble to show up. Louis XVI marching arm in arm with the people of Paris. That is unexpected. King Louis. Continue, please. I am merely an observer. Do not change your habits for me. For me. I heard a thing or two about a young and ambitious judge of the tribunal. He was also a drunkard, by the way. I was curious whether he is guided by justice or by... entertainment, as some would say. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, he actually sits here and watches. Oh, this is gonna be quite something. I will see you guys in the next episode. Oh my goodness, the king is in the house. I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. The next one will go live in 2 days, unless we get, let's say, 40 likes on this video. What the fuck? 40 likes in 1 day or something, you know. I don't fucking know. Just write in the comments if you want to see more videos, okay? It's gonna be more ambiguity, and I know a lot of you will probably not agree on everything that I do. What does this hierarchy say? Nothing else. Oh, David and Burrell. Let's read this. Oh, let's read this in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you later, alligator.